Ladies and gentlemen, OG gonna have to turn yours down a bit, brother.
Why does that happen every time I get on your show? Hold on. Wow. Yeah.
Hey, that's okay. It's a mic check, sound check that goes without saying, and it's always a good thing. And
I'm cheap. I don't have a mic. It's a computer thing. Anyway,
you're not cheap.
You're
frugal. You're frugal, and I'm good. And I obviously, well, actually, I'm gonna move myself over here so people can see that I am wearing the appropriate jersey for the evening. And we've already discussed this. We'll actually discuss this more in as we bring our guest on. And I want to say thank you for everybody being here. We got Willie Wayne, Chris Gang, got the Bishop. Thank you there, Bishop. And of course, my favorite Raiderette, Anna Diaz, always out there in support of us. And again,
we got Yoshi in there.
Oh yeah, Yoshi. Yeah, we got a good crowd. And I said, wherever you're watching, you get fine entertainment tonight because the captain and the old man are going to be joined by the young, ever-present stud that he is. And that would definitely be Mr. Art Thoms. Art, how you doing there, sir? Good to see you, and welcome to the show, sir.
I'm doing good.
Whoa.
Yep. I put the wrong one up. Okay.
Nice.
There. That's the background. I put it over that, and I apologize.
Well, people in technology, right, Captain?
Yeah.
So
again, for those that are here with us, we are joined by Art Thoms, a first round draft pick of the Oakland Raiders, number 22, if I'm not mistaken. Did I get that right?
I think so.
Yeah. Out of Syracuse University, and played several years for the Raiders. I'm not going to take my shipmate. Wait, I do this. My shipmate gives all of the good stats and the background where we get a chance to, because you know all that you've done. But we let OG do a little bit of it off the cuff because we like to make sure he gets a talking point here before we get a chance to listen to you wax poetic about the story of Art Thoms. So OG,
you know what? With the information I have, I want to just ask a bunch of bajillion questions. We can do the stats and all that afterwards. I'd rather just talk to the man. I grew up in upstate New York. All right. I grew up in Ithaca, New York, but Syracuse was like it for everything. Football, definitely basketball.
Yeah.
Huh?
Dave Bing, when I was there, played for
Syracuse. Football, basketball, lacrosse was good.
Jim Brown.
I mean, that's where I'm from. You know, my family are Cherokee, and lacrosse is a big deal to us when I was young.
Jim Brown was a 3-time All-American in lacrosse. So
right.
You allowed to smoke? You allowed to smoke on this show?
Yes, sir. Drink.
Can we cuss, Captain? Please don't put us on Roku.
I can say for this show, we are not on Roku TV.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So we can cuss, drink, and smoke.
Yeah, we can do all of those things because I do when I'm on Roku, I have like a language contract, but because I knew that Daniel was probably going to be sitting on his hands all night very uncomfortably, I said, no, this one's not on Roku. This is straight up uncensored for you, sir.
Let me tell you something. When we're on Roku, you could shovel up a coal in my ass, and by the end of the show, we'd have a diamond. That's how uptight I am on Roku. I can't stand it.
Nice. I don't even know what it is.
So Roku. You're from Brick. You're from Brick, Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my ex-wife's from.
Oh,
her brother-in-law coaches at Brick.
Oh, okay.
High school. Yeah.
She's probably one of my girlfriends in high school.
Maybe. I don't know. She was 11 years older than me. Maybe.
So,
Yeah.
So
Art,
we're gonna talk football. What are we gonna talk about?
yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna talk with. Well, actually, let's bring it up. Let's keep it up there at Syracuse. You're from New Jersey to Syracuse. What was it like being recruited, and what eventually got you to go to Syracuse? And where did you really want to go for your college career?
All right. When I graduated high school, I didn't have any scholarship offers to college. I actually could have signed with the Mets out of high school. I was a catcher. I batted .478 my senior year, and I had a great arm and all that stuff. And but I wanted to go to college. So my high school coach suggested that I go to Hargrave Military Academy in Chatham, Virginia, where you can go for an extra year or two, actually, if you want. So I went there on his recommendation, and I grew and I filled out and I got my grades up, and basically I could have went anywhere. My first choice actually was Duke, and but in order to get into Duke, you had to have over 1,000 on your boards, which I had, and then you had to have 3 achievement tests over 500, and I had 2, but my English composition was 392. So the coach at Duke said, "Well, if you take it again and get over 400, we'll take you." So I took it again, and I got 392 again. So he brings me into his office, and he said, "All right, we can't take you. We can't get you admitted." And he said, "Where do you want to go?" And I had visited Syracuse, so I said Syracuse, and that's how I wound up at Syracuse.
Okay, well, and who? So you were already mentioned, obviously the renowned up there. Did you play for the same coach that was shown in the Jim Brown movie? I can't remember the gentleman's name.
Ben Schwartzwalder.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was the coach. He was. Story was he was in the army in World War II, and he shot a bunch of Germans. But yeah, Ben Schwartzwalder was the coach when I was there.
Okay,
So you had good Irish food while you were there. I mean, good Irish and Italian food. I mean, it's the Q's.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved my time there. Yeah, it was cold at times, but it was college. You were young, and we had, I belonged to a fraternity, and we had a lot of fun there. We went to the Gator Bowl my sophomore year. And that's when we had Floyd Little and Larry Zonka in the same backfield.
Exactly.
Wow.
I was just gonna say that because I know you had some really good teammates up there.
Yep.
With Little coming in after I'm brain farting his name. The kid that got it was Jim Brown, and then his replacement
Ernie Davis.
Davis, thank you, and then Floyd Little. But with having Little and Zonka in your backfield, I tell you that was a hell of a combination at running back.
Absolutely. And we ran the unbalanced line, and we just ran inside, ran outside. 2 future NFL Hall of Famers in the same backfield in college.
Then you had the open air stadium. Now you got the dome there.
Right. Yeah.
Which I've been to the dome many times. I'm one of those dorks who was in marching band competitions. And the fun part was bring a stack of paper, sit up at the top, make paper airplanes, and they go all the way across the dome.
Nice. The only time I've been back to Syracuse is I made the all-century team for Syracuse, the top 44 players in the history of Syracuse. Like
Absolutely.
Donovan McNabb, and you mentioned Little, Zonka, Art Monk. We had a lot of good players. But it was an honor to be on that team.
That's great. That's awesome, man. Let me ask you a question. That's one of the and I'm sorry, I'm familiar with Syracuse, really familiar. Do you know if Syracuse has the 3rd largest St. Patrick's Day parade in this country?
I did not know that. I need to go to the next one.
Number 2 is Dublin, Georgia. Number 3 is Syracuse.
Actually, it's Savannah in Georgia there.
Okay.
Yeah, because
What
Savannah
happened?
has a huge one.
Yeah, nice.
But so let me ask you, you played. I mean, come on, you got to the Raiders. You got to play. You know Al Davis. You got to play for John Madden. You got to
Right.
play with the best players in the NFL at the time, and you know you went to the. You didn't. I know you got injured before the Super Bowl at '76. But I watched you. I was a kid. I started watching the Raiders at '74. I was 9 years old, but I remember watching you. Here's the thing: they didn't keep the stats like they do today.
Yep.
So, like, how many? Like, you had sacks, I'm sure. I can't find the statistics on that because they didn't keep them back then. But
I had 88.
88 sacks.
I think that's way above the record. No, I have no idea. I think, yeah, you're right. They didn't keep stats.
Well,
But
actually,
I had a few. I had a few. Otis Sistrunk and I had a few.
right, and they have gone back and they had a football. I don't want to call him a historian, but a statistician went back to the 60s and 70s before sacks were being kept. And there was somebody who painstakingly watched all of the film. So all of the players have their official stats. I don't know who is the arbiter of such information, but I'm sure that a Freedom of Information Act, you can find out if you don't know already how many sacks you had, you
Yeah.
can find that out.
I actually heard that, and I think somebody might have told me, but I think I forgot. Yeah, it'd be interesting. The number 18 comes into mind. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
Well,
Otis and I had our share. Remember Salt and Pepper?
you were
Exactly.
the original Salt and Pepper.
Thank you. We were gonna hit
Crosby
that.
and Farrell. They could get another name. Actually, Tom Lamar wrote an article after they said that they were Salt and Pepper.
Yep,
And
I pulled that up.
reminded the people who the real Salt and Pepper were.
Right. It was you and Otis Sistrunk.
Correct. We used to take
And then
over.
Howard Cosell referred to you guys as Trunk.
Well, I referred to him as Trunk, not me.
No, that's what Howard Cosell nicknamed you guys, Trunk. But everybody else was calling you Salt and Pepper.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Of course, I was playing in the game. I wasn't watching it. But
Right.
all right, we got the nickname Salt and Pepper from the Peter Lawford, Sammy Davis movie named Salt and Pepper. That's where we got the name. And we used to take a limo to the games, and he'd wear a black hat, I'd wear a white hat, and we'd smoke cigars on the way to the stadium.
You had the beard and long hair, and he was bald.
We had a lot of fun with it. Everybody had a nickname, the Snake and the Stork and the Assassin, and Skip Thomas was Dr. Death.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with that nickname. We had a lot of fun with it.
Right, but you guys were the original Salt and Pepper.
Yes.
And on that NFL films, and I always know with you is when you and Otis are sitting on the bench and you kind of like give him the old the head shave thing, because I said, oh, that's Art. I know Art.
I actually was looking at that photo about an hour ago.
Wow.
I was going through some photos that I sent you guys, like this one here. Can you show a photo on here?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This was a Monday night football game, and I was against the Houston Oilers, 1974. And I'm actually sending this to John DeStefano. This is the only one I could find, but it was against Pastorini, and I had like 8 or 9 tackles and a couple sacks, and intercepted a pass. But a funny story to go along with that, I used to play in the Canocti Shootout. It was an event up at Canocti Harbor in northern kind of California above Sacramento. But they used to put on big shows, big golf tournament, big band, a lot of country western bands. I met Toby. What's Toby's name?
Toby Keith.
I'm not familiar with
Toby Keith.
Garth Brooks. I met Garth Brooks there. Anyway,
Okay,
that was fun. He was all dressed up, man. I couldn't believe it, but he looked sharp. But you know, Montana and you know, Pastorini, Roman Gabriel. I mean, this guy who ran Canocti used to bring in all these celebrities and playing a 9-hole. It's actually a 9-hole course. We had to play twice. Took like 7 hours. But Pastorini was invited one year, and I found out when I registered, I found out what room he was in. And I took about 10 of these and I put them all over his door. I taped them all over his door. And I said, "Welcome to Canocti." You know what he did?
That was a Raider thing to do.
You know what he did? He took all the photos down. He found out what room I was in. He brought them down. He burned them in front of my door. Anyway.
So we have a question in the chat. Sharif wants to know if you have any signed 8x10s for sale.
You know, I'm sending this one to John. I didn't charge him anything. He helped me set up my credit card system for my laundromat. So, I mean, generally $20, but you know.
Generally $20. All right, guys, you know that. Hey, and I've heard you. Well, I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead in the game, but I've heard you have several businesses. We'll get to that later. I want to know something. I have a question. You hit a lot of guys. What is there any quarterback in particular you smacked the living shit out of?
All of them. Bradshaw. I got some great photos of me hitting some quarterbacks. You know, Namath. I mean, I hit them all as hard as I could. You know, I didn't have a favorite. I just went after all of them.
Nice.
Hey, Art, make sure that as you can, Art, you give that information, and I will put it on here, and we'll make sure that people can
order photos.
Order photos from you this way. That because I know that everybody here would definitely want some, and if Darlene can while you're doing it,
yeah.
If she sends it on my phone, I'll put the information up in it, so this way people can do the 8x10s, and they can get a hold of you while we're here as well, sir.
All right. Well, we're moving to Alabama.
Right.
Did I tell you that?
That's true.
My son Nathan is actually on his way down there with a truckload of our stuff.
Okay.
So
what we'll probably do is we'll have you on for like an encore, and we can have like a selling session for your photos at another time as well. So we can say, hey, we'll be joined by Art Thoms for a quick minute. And this way, once you get settled in Alabama, we'll make sure that people will be able to get those to you. Because again, and I mean it from Sharif, he says that when he gives a generous tip, he will give a generous tip for you. Now I know that I'd like to do. Hell, I drive up to Alabama just for the picture as well.
We have an old school Raiders fan from 1960 fan, Ed Winchell, asking if you remember Sparky from the old days, whom Madden and Al loved.
Yeah, I sort of remember that name, but I can't really recall the circumstances. But I remember somebody named Sparky, yeah.
Yeah, and
Ed Winchell's been a Raiders fan since 1960, since they started.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so we're OGs. He's Ancient Order.
Do you want to talk about why we're moving to Alabama?
Sure.
It's your show, sir. Yes.
Yep.
Well, 3 of my kids bought houses there, and they're taking 9 of my grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and I bought a house there, and we're going to see how it works out and see what life is there. And we're going to keep our house in California and come back and forth. You know, it's all up in the air. deciding as we go along.
Well, I was going to say, living, I would say that the summers in that, well, actually, what part of Alabama are you going to be in?
Northeastern Tuscumbia.
Okay, yeah, that's not quite as humid as LA, as Kenny would say. But, Alabama being in the South, it will, the humidity will definitely be something to get used to. But if you're going to be keeping your house up in Northern California, then you can always pick the best times of the year to go back and forth and make it worth your while.
Snowbird, yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm in the South too. Let me tell you, I used to live in California, and I got to tell you, down here, you have a lot less bureaucracy, a lot less taxes, and a lot more freedom. True story.
That's definitely a reason to move.
When I lived in California, if you heard gunshots, you hit the floor. Here, it's like neighbors out practicing. Different world.
We'll see how it works.
So let me ask you: you were what, 6'5"? I mean, 1970s. That's gigantic.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, my quickness was my thing. I played at about 245.
Right.
There were times, and they always kept trying to get me to put more weight on, and they used to weigh you after practice. I used to carry a 10-pound weight in my towel, so I made sure they thought I was heavier than I was. But my quickness was, when that guard pulled, I mean, I was right on his tail, whether he went left or right, or the center tried to block back on me, or I mean, it was my quickness. I'd probably be an outside rusher making $20 million a year if I was playing now.
Wow. Wow.
And what I was going to say, who were the offensive linemen that you remember? Because I know that I've interviewed Conrad Dobler on here before, and everybody calls him, obviously, and he was the nastiest person in football. But the offensive linemen that you remember that were the most difficult to get to go through.
Bob Kuchenberg from Miami. One game he had a cast on his arm and he just beat the hell out of me. You could do most anything out back then. I mean, our offensive linemen, they'd pad up their arms and soak them in cement and water. Then Sam Davis from Pittsburgh, he was really good too. Those were the two top guys that I played against.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say you have either Kuchenberg or Little on the other side, Jim Langer in the middle for Miami, and then obviously with Pittsburgh, you had Mike Webster, Davis, and I can't remember who the other guard was, but because obviously their defense was a little bit more renowned than other than Webster, but
Yeah. So what did you think of the pictures I sent you?
I loved them, and it's like, if unfortunately I wasn't able to download them and put them up here, the best I could do is use my phone like you guys did, and I will and yeah, there's the picture that you showed already, and I'll show people this one. And I want to make sure that sometimes I have pictures on my phone that people can't see, but I took that one off. Oh, yeah, I took that one off. Describe this one, which was, I guess, you guys at the beach.
Yeah, that's that's in San Clemente after a Charger game. That group of people we called ourselves the Board. And it was John Vella and Mike Ciani and Bob Moore, Dan Medlin, Phil Villapiano. And we actually chipped in and bought a limousine. We each chipped in $500 and we bought a limousine that we would go out after the games and, party and stuff. And one time Bob Moore was, he was our teammate, and he was actually, when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came into being, he the Raiders didn't protect him in the expansion draft, and he went #1 to Tampa Bay. And then the next year, Tampa Bay came back to play us, and Bob, was on the plane. So we took the limo we found out what time the plane landed, and we took our limo, drove it right out on the tarmac, and they rolled the stairs up, and we pulled the limo up, and all these people are looking out of the plane, in the windows, all the players, and we rolled out a red carpet, and Bob came down the stairs, hopped in the car, we took off. And then the cameramen followed us. We were partying over in Alameda, Bellina Village, and the news people were videoing us, and it was on the news. And Bob Moore, John McKay, his coach, saw him, and he obviously got chewed out the next day.
Well, oh well.
But the board, we used to put on air hockey tournaments, and they had a small bowling machine up there in Santa Rosa, and shuffleboard tournament at the 19th hole in Alameda. So we put on group activities.
Hefe, who is a Chiefs fan, wants to know: were you in the '69 AFC Championship games?
69?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah, because you were drafted in 68 for no 68 was Dickey and Stabler. You were at 69 first round.
Yes,
yep.
myself and George Beeler.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So Hefe, he was.
You want to hear a good story about them?
Sir, yes.
Yes.
Everything.
You love good stories.
So I was dating my wife, Darlene, and she has a sister, Sandy. And we asked Sandy if she'd like to go out with a Raider. And she said, sure. So we showed her a team picture. And she picked George out of the team picture. And, they started dating. They've been married for almost 50 years.
Wow.
That's how they met. That's how they were introduced.
Well, no better blind date has ever been made in the history of mankind. In fact, you should probably get matchmaker fees for that.
Nice.
And here was a picture of you, obviously with Otis.
Yeah.
Like I said, the original Salt and Pepper right there. I like what Steve Sable said, that you looked like a 6 foot, 5 foot Amish guy.
Yeah, I
No, we called him an Amish pimp.
The Amish pimp.
I actually didn't appreciate that.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
No. Every time I hear it, I don't really like it.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't even know what it means. I don't even know what it means, I guess.
Now we know.
Because of the beard.
Yeah.
The Amish thing, and because you're wearing the leather coat and the hat, the pimp.
Right.
That's what it meant.
Okay.
Well, trust me, sir.
I'm not insulted anymore.
Had we known,
Did you see the limo? Did you see the limo in the back in that photo you showed?
Yeah, you and Otis showed up in limos. You hung together a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start calling him the man from Mars. Everybody gets nicknames by these sportscasters.
Yeah.
Well, it was Karras on that Monday night show that said he went to the University of Mars, and it stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, my name used to be OG Daniel. We had Phil Villapiano on a show, and he changed my name to, hey, why aren't you OG Jack Daniel? So I had, when Phil Villapiano gives you a nickname, you got to take it, right?
Yeah. They called him Foo.
Foo, yep.
Bob Moore and Villapiano were roommates. And Bob was drunk one time, and he was trying to say Phil's name. All he could say was, Foo. That's how Villapiano got his nickname.
That's cool to know.
That's people get nicknames in crazy ways. How long does this show go on, by the way?
It goes on for as long as you wish for it there, Art. Like I said, we're on your time, sir, and we would never impose longer than you wish.
Right. We respect your
7
time.
o'clock. 7 o'clock is good.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
7 o'clock.
So then I'm going to ask you a question I've asked every other Raider who's been on our show. We had Villapiano on.
Get
He
ready.
told us a crazy story about John Matuzak's pot dealer, Purple Man. And then we had
Jerry Robinson.
Jerry Robinson came in and told us a story about the time Bob Boober Brown was roommates with Willie Brown. Told him to turn his TV down. Willie Brown told him, make me. He walked in the room, shot the pillow next to his head, and Willie Brown turned that TV off. Like, we get some really cool, crazy Raider stories on this show.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you, what's your crazy Raider story that's funny?
That hopefully has never been heard.
Right.
Let me think. The one I kind of wrote down some notes. The one I don't know how crazy you'll think it is, but so we were on strike one year, and the board, Medlin guys, all Villapiano, all those guys, we decided we were going to make up a sign. You know, back then, you know, the sign in front of the Coliseum next to the freeway, it was, you know, letters. You know, you used to put letters up, not the, you know, what they have now. So we decided that we would make a sign the same size as the 7 o'clock, because the sign said Raiders versus Dallas, 7 p.m. That's what the sign said. So we decided to make a canceled sign and to make it the same size as the 7 and take it over there and put it on the billboard. So, you know, it was kind of getting late because we were going to wait till, you know, late evening. And everybody punks out but me. So I take the sign and I have a ladder outside the car. And I drive from Alameda, the frontage road, all the way to that sign. And my heart was beating like crazy. But I climbed up the ladder, used my ladder, climbed up the other ladder, got up on top of the, you know, the billboard part where you walk. And I put up, I covered the 7 p.m. and put canceled on there. So the next morning, the Raiders are just barraged with phone calls why the game is canceled. So that was something I did that I'm very proud of.
Wow.
Yeah, we had some chat in the chatter about the North Dallas 40. He said, yeah, the Raiders would have made an excellent story of like North Dallas 40. I said, North Dallas 40 was based on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Nick Nolte's character was based on Freddie Bolitnikoff.
Yeah.
Did you not see the replacement?
Was in that movie.
Sir?
Matuzak was in that movie.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you not see the replacements?
Yeah.
What, the movie?
Yeah.
The movie, The Replacements?
Yes. With Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I think maybe.
A lot of things in that movie were based on the Raiders. A lot of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, the guy who did the screenplay for North Dallas 40 based it on the Raiders because, like I said, Nick Nolte being, you know, the smoking, drinking guy that didn't not a lot of athleticism, but he always made the catches. That was Freddie Bolitnikoff.
Right.
And then obviously the quarterback, the country singer, what's his nose, that was Kenny. And, you know, obviously Tooze was in there. Tooze playing an offensive lineman was strange to see.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I'm surprised you can get that in stance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was so big. He was so big.
Right. And it's so if you guys did not know that, North Dallas 40 was based on the Raiders.
Yeah.
But so was if you see if you see the movie Replacements, a lot of the stuff that happened in that movie was based on Raiders history.
Yeah, right.
Recruiting guys from prison, you know, the all the penalties, some of the stuff they did. Like, you can't tell a good football story without basing it on the Raiders.
Absolutely.
Hey, Art, I got to ask you, and I know it's in one of the books that I've read. It was about the Immaculate Deception, and I say that correctly, Immaculate Deception. And Bob Moore was actually the first chapter in that book, talking about that day in Pittsburgh and about how everybody knew that the Raiders got screwed because of because for folks that don't know, like I said, when the touchdown was scored, the deceptive touchdown, not one official raised their hand to signal touchdown, and they only later came out of the dugout after having been on the phone with New York, and then they signaled touchdown after the fact. And Bob Moore talked about that and what the general flow was in the Raiders locker room. Anything that you can, because again, you were talking about Bob Moore and your good rapport with him and whatnot, and what you had. What were your thoughts, or what was the general? I mean, I know it sucked, but give us some of the things that didn't normally get out about that game, since you're talking about Bob Moore.
I like that Ed Winchell comment.
Well, I mean, I was on the field for it. I actually had a spy call on. That's where I shadowed the quarterback.
Right.
I mean, Horace Jones and Tony almost got him.
Right.
But it was kind of silly for me to have a spy call. I mean, they should have let me rush the passer. It would have been better for us if Bradshaw would have tried to run. But, after, he threw the ball, I pursued downfield, and I think I actually bumped into Villapiano, who was covering Franco Harris man-to-man on that play.
But was clipped by the tight end.
What's that?
But got clipped by Pete McKinnon, which wasn't called, and that's the reason why he was off the play. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's football. Things like that happen.
Yeah.
It happens in every sport. But, of course, with instant replay now, it kind of cuts down on it. But anyway. It was the most depressing moment of my life. 8 years, 7 of the 8 years that we were, that I played for the Raiders, we were in the playoffs, and every year it was something, and that was bigger something than other somethings. But I mean, that's my view of the play.
Right. And you said obviously that was one of the lower moments. But what was your best moment that you can recall, or a game that is most memorable to you?
Well, I mentioned the Houston game against Pastorini. I mean, that was a great highlight in my career. The other one was I scored on Monday Night Football. We were playing the Buffalo Bills, and they were trying to run the clock out, and Braxton fumbled the ball, and I picked it up and ran like 40 yards for a touchdown, and put us ahead in the game. And but then they actually got the ball back. Well, the next time they got the ball back, they drove down and scored, and they beat us. So I could have been, more of a hero or a hero, whatever, because that was our first loss on Monday Night Football. We had been like 21-0, and I scored the touchdown that put us ahead in game 22, but we lost the game. So, but that was, to score a touchdown like that, it was, it was a lot of fun.
Raiders fans in the chat, all the young guys, we were 21-0 on Monday Night Football. We were the kings of Monday Night Football.
Absolutely.
And Jack, scroll back up to to Ed Winchell's comment and highlight it, please. No, Ed Winchell's.
Oh, sorry. Okay. There you go. Giving you props.
Well, thank you, Edward. Okay, I just read it. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that.
Ed's been a fan since 1960 when the team started. Good guy. I want you guys to all in the chat send out prayers to Ed for a speedy recovery. He's not doing well. He's not feeling well. Him and his family going through some sickness. Please reach out with prayers for him.
You mentioned earlier that I was drafted #1 by the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
The draft then was back in January. The draft back then was in January. So my agent said I'd be drafted in like the 3rd or 4th round. And so I was actually in the morning. That morning I was up at Syracuse registering for 2nd semester classes. And the drive back from Syracuse to Bricktown, New Jersey, where I lived at the time, was 5 hours. So it put me right about the time my agent said I'd get drafted. So I'm driving down the street to my house, and I see this big white sign on the front of my house, and it says Art Thoms, #1 pick, Oakland Raiders. The Raiders obviously being drafted #1. It was earlier. So my father got the phone call, from the Raiders, and him and my sisters made a sign from the sheet of the bed, and wrote out with black paint, Art Thoms, #1 pick, Oakland Raiders. That's how I found out I was drafted. There were no cell phones back then,
Right.
Yeah.
No, but your agent obviously didn't understand your value, according to Al Davis.
And see, I was just going to say that, Art, because if being a #1 draft pick of the Raiders meant that Al drafted you.
Absolutely.
Al made sure that the people he wanted were gotten in the 1st round. So that means that you was Al's pick. However you say that in English.
Well, yeah, it was John Madden's first year, so. But
John didn't pick nobody. Al picked everybody.
Well, I don't
well,
know.
Al definitely picked the 1st rounders, and then he let the scouts later on, fill out the roster. But he always had his pick in the 1st round, and I got it from a good source of mine that was with the Raiders. Who said Al did the 1st round, and then he let everybody else pick who he wanted because that's just the way it was.
Yeah. Well,
so I have 2 more questions for you. One, your alumni. Do you go back to the alumni meetings? Obviously, you do.
Yes.
Okay, so you get to hang out with the other players. My second thing is you have, let's talk post football. You've started you have several businesses now, right?
I have 2 laundromats in Alameda. Okay,
but you had other businesses before that, right?
Sports memorabilia business, yes.
Okay.
I did appearances at charity events, and I'd set up an auction, and the charity would make money if an item sells, and I'd make money, and I'd do a free appearance, show off my Super Bowl ring. So I created that business. People used to ask me, "Can you get me this? Can you give me that?" And I met a guy that dealt in sports memorabilia, so that's how I kind of got started with that. But I did it for like 25 years.
Wow.
I needed the extra money to send my kids to college or police academy or college. Yes, but I gave that business to a friend of mine, so I don't do that anymore.
Okay, so you took your NFL career, created businesses, and took care of your family, which is the most important thing in the world.
Yeah, my kids have laundromats now.
Nice.
My daughter Kristen and Jeff have a M&M laundromat, H&M laundromat in Oakland, and then my son Derek and Nathan are involved in a couple others. One in San Leandro, one in Berkeley, one in Oakland.
Okay.
Laundromat.
Okay. I mean, I know a lot of NFL players who went on and started a lot of businesses. There's one guy who's I'm not a fan of because he's a cowboy. And two, but he has a real estate business, a commercial real estate business. My roommate used to work for him, and he told her, why are you bringing that crappy car into my parking lot? Pick a car that you like and tell me how much it is. And then he turned around and said, good, I'll double it. Pick a better car. And so she bought a Porsche, a purple Porsche with a tan interior.
Nice.
And that was Roger Staubach.
Oh, okay.
And Roger, I saw him speak at one of the conventions my company had in Dallas. But, NFL players need to know that, yeah, there's a life afterwards, and you have to potentially put, you got a 3-year career average. You got to put something into the future.
Yeah.
The best NFL players do.
Yeah, my first laundromat was 10 washers and 5 dryers. It was just a small little place, and paid $6,500 for it. And I was netting $300 or $400 a month, so that was pretty good return on my money. And then I bought, at one time I had 6. I had 4 in Oakland and 2 in Alameda. Eventually I sold the ones in Oakland, and then I kept the 2 in Alameda because I owned the buildings, so that was important.
So you got to open a couple in Alabama.
My sons are looking at buying one already. They're trading 1031 exchange, 1031, something like that. So we might be in the laundromat business in Alabama.
Well, it's something that will definitely people need, and it's always got somebody that needs, because not everybody has washers and dryers in their house, so they're going to go to a laundromat. So that's something that is definitely should maintain even through pandemics.
Did you get that picture I sent of you of Darlene and myself and Matuzak?
Yeah, actually, that was the one that I was about ready to put back up on.
Yeah. This is one here. This is my wife and I.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
There too. Yours is nicer because it's in color, though.
Yeah. Matuzak was such a gentle giant, really. That when he started doing stuff, he just. But he loved kids, and he was a great guy. He was a great friend.
Okay, did you hang out with him and party with him?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so could he really dance that good like everybody says he could?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Everybody talks about what a good dancer he was. It's like, what?
I'm sure the twos had a little soul. We hung out together. Myself, I think, and Villapiano and Darlene and Patty went out to Matuzak's house one time, and he wasn't home. And we rearranged all the furniture in his house, and we put the kitchen stuff in the bedroom, and we rearranged the whole house. And he came home and he didn't even notice.
What? He must have been hanging with Purple Man at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had some characters, Stabler, and all the things he did, and just had a lot of fun. Won a lot of games, won a Super Bowl, and had a lot of fun.
They said that the Raiders were misfits at the time, and
yeah,
I know you used to collect some really cool stuff. They all talked about it being odd. I was like, wow, that's actually cool.
Yeah.
Like you were a collector of things.
Yeah. Well, I've done a lot of coaching. I just finished coaching my grandsons in T-ball.
Nice.
Those are twin grandsons. I coached them in T-ball this year.
That's cool.
I used to coach my kid. I coached my kids in like almost every sport they played: softball, baseball, basketball, football, soccer. And now I'm coaching, my kids with I'm coaching my grandkids. That's my grandson Caleb and my son Nathan.
Nice. So
Yeah.
I mean, other than coaching and business, what other things are you into? Obviously, very very family oriented, or you wouldn't be moving to Alabama. But what other things do you like to do, and how often do you get a chance to go with like the alumni to any of the games that we would be or events that we would be able to see you at?
What do you like to do for
Let me show you
fun?
a couple more photos. That's my son Art and my grandson Dylan, Nathan again. We coached the Marauders. I was the head coach. I was the head coach, and Nathan was the offensive coordinator, and my son Art was the defensive coordinator. This is my coaching my granddaughter Ashley with my daughter Kristen and my son Art. I'm very proud of this. I'm more proud of those photos than my photos of myself.
So what do you like to do for fun in your off time?
I want to give one more shout out. That one photo of my granddaughter playing at Campo. She plays for the University of Hawaii now.
Wow.
So they won the Big West Championship and the tournament, and went to the NCAAs. So we're real proud of her. Proud of all our grandkids.
So I got a question. We've got 4 minutes left of your time, and we're respecting your time.
Thanks.
On your downtime, what do you like to do for fun? And the reason we're getting to this is because I want Raider Nation to understand more about you.
Mm-hmm. I like to go. I have a friend, Joe Martin, and we like to go to the movies like in the afternoon, like 4 o'clock. We went and saw Top Gun with his girlfriend the other day. So I like to do that. I do go work out. Haven't had a chance as much lately, but I belong to the club on Walnut Creek, the Bay Club. And so I go lift weights, and then they have a swimming pool and all that stuff. So, and then I work, 3 days. I still work 3 days a week at the laundromats. So, and there's always, something to do for that. I enjoy watching my grandkids play sports.
Right.
Geez, I almost left that out.
No, you coach them.
I mean, our weekends, are great, going to soccer games and baseball games and basketball games, flag football games. My wife and I, there's not many games that we miss that we don't enjoy going to watch our grandchildren play, sports or, cheerleading. A couple of my granddaughters were involved in the cheerleading at Campo this year, and they had a lot of fun with that. So those are the main things.
Well, sir, I want to tell you, it was an honor meeting you. I watched you as a kid. You're obviously a family man, which is important to me and most to Raider Nation. You're good. You seem like a guy who's just living your best life. And I want to thank you for coming on our show and answering these questions, because Raider Nation needs to know who you are. More in depth.
I'm happy. I'm very proud to have played for the Raiders. I mean, get drafted by a California winning team. I mean, that's really where I wanted to go. So really blessed to have, been a part of that for 8 years, winning a Super Bowl.
There it is.
Nice. Gotta bling.
You see my prop? My wife made all these props. Hold on. I got my Super Bowl trophy here somewhere. There it is.
Oh, wow.
There's my Super Bowl trophy. There's once a Raider, always a Raider.
And we saw your brick.
Yes. I got the brick there. The Raiders are really good with their alumni.
They are. They're the best team in football for that.
Yeah, absolutely the best.
I don't know about that, but they are excellent. They have a Raider alumni department, and every year Mark brings us in for an alumni weekend. Anybody that's ever played for the Raiders, even if it was like one game, they're invited. So Gruden, when he was there, he gave us T-shirts that said "Once a Raider, always a Raider." And yes, they are excellent at taking care of their alumni and looking out for them.
The alumni teaches the younger guys about the days, and
they actually set up. They're setting up like where one former player, like Monty Johnson, he has like a group of players under him that he kind of looks after. So, and the Raider alumni department set that up. So, I mean, they do a lot. Mark does a lot.
Well, sir,
all right,
it was
sounds
an honor
good.
Meeting you. Thank you. Thank you. I am so grateful that you came to the show. And I know your time is up, and we would love to spend all night talking with you. But hey, our chat room has a million like loves and likes for you. Everybody remembers you.
Yeah. Well, I was honored to play for the Raiders and contribute.
And we're honored that you were on our show.
Yes, sir. And
all right.
Like I said, shortly after the show, I'll give you a quick call, sir. And again, it's been our honor, and thank you. And I want to obviously also thank Darlene for setting this up as well, and Jim as well, because without their support, we wouldn't have a chance to get a chance to chat with you as well. Like I said, I'll give you a quick call after the broadcast, and please send my best to Darlene too.
All right.
All right. Thanks again.
All right. Bye.
And that was Art Thoms, and it's fantastic to have him on. It's
Did you see those hands? Those are the hands of a defensive lineman. That's the hands of a DT. Busted up, gnarly hands. It's funny Howie Long had to go have his hands rebroken and fixed because he had to hide them when he first started broadcasting. That man was a Raider, a real Raider.
Yeah.
God, it's awesome to get to talk to him.
Well, like I said, I enjoy when I do have people that come on. It for us there, and for all of us, is to share the stories of people that we grew up with, and that got a chance to wear the colors. And again, I found my 80 jersey. It doesn't have Art's name on it, but I'm wearing it in spirit with Art, because again, Art wearing the 80 was, like you said, you saw all that he did for all those teams, and what he contributed was just wonderful.
He was with us from 69 to 76, and then he went to the Eagles for a year. But oh my God, the guy was a defensive tackle back when they didn't keep stats, but he made a lot more sacks than you would imagine. It's just they didn't keep those stats back then, which is a shame.
Right.
Great player, great Raider, and he is a lot more mellow today than he was back in the day when he was a wild man.
Well, again, and it was definitely my pleasure, and I know that OG getting a chance to talk with these players, we enjoy it, and we hope you enjoy it as well. That's why we ask you to watch our channels, to sub to our channels, go to both of our channels and sub. So this way you'll see all good Raider content, either my channel, which is listed right down below, Captain Jack Rackham on YouTube. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, please come and subscribe to my channel. Obviously, Chronicles of the Black Hole. Many of you are over there as well. I ask you to come over and watch our stuff as well. And we
I'm doing my David Benoit Snoopy dance, da 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 da, with the flapping feet. Like, this is so cool. And let me explain something to you, channel. Everybody in the chat, Captain Jack gets these interviews. I do not have the connections he has to get these interviews. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go to rehab, get off the crack, and go subscribe. We both love doing these interviews. The reason he puts them on my channel, and I'm honored, is because this is the Chronicles of the Black Hole. We talk about the history of the Raiders, but this is all Captain Jack making this happen. If you're not subscribed to his channel, you're making a sad mistake in your life. Subscribe to his channel. I know he has more subscribers than me, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. We're going to bring you some really, really cool stuff. We're a team. This is Chronicles of the Black Hole. It ain't just me. It's me and Captain Jack. Cap, you want to bring some people in to talk to?
Sure. Real quick, I will do that. I'm gonna go silent for a little bit because I want to give Art a call before he gets.
That's fine. I'll talk to the chat, but I really got to do the old man bladder thing. So give me 1.5 minutes.
Okay. I'll do that as soon as Dan comes back. We'll do that. I gotta make sure that I give Art a call before he gets off too far with his family. I want to again thank him personally for that. Let's see here, Monty Johnson. Oh, Monty Johnson. Wow. Good. Well, good to see you there, Monty. I appreciate you coming in, sir. Sir, you are always welcome to join our show as well. And if you wanna get with Art, we have old school players in on the show, and we would enjoy having you on. Sharif, I've had Otis Sistrunk on. Actually, if you go into my shows in the past where it's the Black Shield and Galleon Wheel webcasts, I've had Otis Sistrunk on my show before, so you can go back in and see that. But Monty, hope to have you. Look, Monty Johnson was watching the show there, Daniel. So and he's obviously invited to be in at any time.
Anytime, Monty. Yeah, you're absolutely invited. Here's a scoop. Captain Jack makes these arrangements and puts them on my show and his show. So here's my suggestion from now on. Turn on one of our shows, both of our shows, leave the sound off on one, just so we can get the views, bro. We're trying to bring you great Raiders history. I would love to have Monty Johnson on the show. That would be amazing. Okay. I would love to talk with him. I would love to talk with, we want to talk and bring the history of the Raiders to our channel. And Chronicles of the Black Hole is that channel, okay? We want to interview great Raiders from the past and talk to them. Monty Johnson, you are so invited to come to our show. I would love to interview you, okay? You want Captain Jack and O.G. merch. Okay, well, O.G. is working on some ideas, but Captain Jack's got merch. Go to his channel. He's got merch. We want to make sure that these young guys get to know our history. That is the most important thing they can know. And we want the old guys to just get a chance to relive our greatness, our glory days, bro. Oh, ask Art and he will give you my number, Monty. Monty, okay. I'm done, bro. Done, sir. I would love to interview you in your days with the Raiders, bro. Captain's on the phone with him right now. I'm going to talk to him, make sure that we know this, because I would love to have you on a Chronicles of the Black Hole show. This is what we do. We've interviewed Phil Villapiano, Jerry Robinson. We interviewed Tim Johnson, and now Art Thoms. Monty said, ask Art, and he will give you my number. Captain, okay. I want Monty. I will.
Oh, yeah.
We got to have a show called The Full Monty.
Hey, just keep your clothes on.
Huh?
Just
Yeah,
just keep your clothes on.
Well,
Yeah.
a shirt. 'Cause sometimes I suspect the captain doesn't have pants on. But Monty, it would be awesome to interview you, brother.
Oh, for
It would be
sure, for
awesome.
sure. Yeah, and Monty, I'll text Art, and in fact, I will take a picture of what you said, so I can say, hey, Monty said for me to get with you, as soon as I can figure out where my camera is.
Jeffrey Arguello said, "These young guys, no offense, drink too much and talk a lot of mess. I'd rather listen to the real OGs." Well, okay, us OGs drink too much and talk a lot of mess. Well, I do, not the captain. He doesn't drink too much, but I do. when you get it, text me. Bam!
I will. Monty,
We're
I
going
will.
to get Monty Johnson on our channel. Awesome.
Yeah. No, no, our pleasure, sir. Most definitely. Like I said, I mean, obviously, we've had Phil on. We'll have you on. I know Ted, but Ted's very busy. But I'd love to have Ted on. And if Willie Hall, I'm not sure if Willie's still with us, but if we had Willie Hall on, then we'd have all of the linebackers on. If I'm not, I think I haven't missed anybody. It was Phil, Ted, you, and Willie Hall. So that would be all of the linebackers from the 3-4 that won the Super Bowl 11. So again, and great. And Monty, I will say this: I always love your animation when they show the videos of the Super Bowl and yeah, you know, you're like me, Monty. You're like me, animated and fun. Animated and fun, and I love that. I love that about
Jeffrey Arguello just said, "What I mean by mess is a lot of BS talk. I like facts and knowledge. We're bringing it straight from the mouths, man. We're bringing it straight from the Raiders. That's what we're trying to do, bro. I mean, there's a bajillion Raiders I'd love to have on. We can get who we can get. Monty would be awesome. That'd be great. Skipper, I'm going to make a cocktail and be right back. But wow, we got a great chat going on. And I'm sorry, guys, we had to interview the guest at the beginning part. Captain, if you want to put in the link to have people pop in, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll do that. If you want
and to. Sharif, I've never seen you in my chat. Have you seen him?
Oh, Willie's still here too. Looking at the down at the green guy. So yeah, well then, like I said, what we'll do is we'll have you on, Monty, then we'll get Willie on, and then we'll have to go Ted in because he said, hey, you're the last person to come in, Ted, so you got to come in. So we've had Phil and Monty and Willie, and we got to have Ted come in, and we've already had Art come in, and I've had like I said, I've had Otis come in before. Hopefully you can get Otis in again. Monty, we will get, like I said, when I get that information from Art and I took the picture, we will have you on, sir. Trust me on that. As long as I'm living and breathing, we will have you on. Go ahead.
Captain, have you had Sharif in your chat before?
Yes.
I've never had Sharif in my chat. Sharif, I hope you're subscribed to both of us. Love to chat with you, bro. You got some good insights. I'm going to go pour a cocktail. I'll be right back.
Okay. And again, if you want to come in and talk about what you saw. Okay. Yeah. Live in Atlanta. Hey, Monty, I know I'm on East Coast time with you there, sir. I'm in Florida. So, good. Monty, thank you for being here, sir. I will get with Art and show the picture. And thanks again, sir. Will be great to have you on, sir. For sure. And good luck, or thank you, sir. And I will say this: I'm going to give another shameless plug. I don't know if anybody saw my video that I had earlier, and if you didn't see the video, I truly mean this. I would love to be the play-by-play guy taking over for Brent Musburger for the Raiders. And I ask for your support in Raider Nation that you take that video that was on YouTube, on my channel. It's on Facebook. It was on Twitter. It wasn't on Instagram, but I did have a video on Instagram earlier. I'm gonna try to put the video that was on YouTube on Instagram. See if I can figure out how to do that. But I ask for your support as fans of football. Raider, you didn't get a chance to really talk tonight, but for those that have seen my my calls of play-by-play in the past, I love doing it. It's my passion. Obviously, sports is my passion. So I ask you, if you're watching this video, look at my video earlier and put the support out. I want to get the more people to show me support, and because I trust me, there would be nothing that would be. And it's not a pipe dream. It's something that I really wish to do. It is my true dream, is to be a broadcaster with the Raiders. And again, if you want to see the link, if you see the link, you want to come into the show now that Daniel is back. Come into the show. Jimmy Farrell, and you know what? By the way, Jimmy, don't ask if I've been drinking. I didn't take kindly to that remark, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not drinking. I'm being real here. Go ahead.
I'm drinking, so I'm not responsible for anything. But I have a question. How much is it an honor that we had Monty in our chat, bro?
Yeah.
Wow, and we might get to interview him?
Right.
That's effing... wait, we're not on Roku. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wow, dude. This is great. That was unexpected pleasure right there. And the fact that we got to interview Art Thoms was awesome. I mean, there's not a lot of stats out there on him because they didn't keep those kind of stats back in the day. This dude was a bruiser. He was spearing quarterbacks back when it was illegal.
Hey, Polo, you know about that. So if I can make it happen, I definitely would like to. I definitely would like to. For that. But Jimmy Farrell is making sure we all know what's going on in the hockey game. I'm watching.
Anybody want to come in and shoot the shit with us? Come on in and chop it up. Captain put the link in the chat, right?
I did put the link in the chat.
Nice. So come on in, chop it up, hang out with us. I see it here, the StreamYard.com. Come on in, hang out, man. Like, we just got to talk to a Raider legend. We're going to get to talk to more. We've got people. We got one in the chat wanting to be interviewed. Like, this is nice, man. Like, we're going to bring you guys that kind of content, that get it from the players' mouths content. Okay. Fun stories. We actually got a couple out of this guy.
Yeah. I said the fact that he was involved with that, canceling of the football game, or putting the sign out to cancel the game. That was unique. That was a story I've never heard before.
Right, but he also talked earlier about the partying stuff and grabbing all those guys and getting in a limo. Like, guys, anybody who wants to come on in, click on that StreamYard live link that the captain put in the channel, in the chat. Come hang out with us, man. We'd love to talk, love to chop it up. Like, we're excited about where we're headed, getting more and more interviews with great Raiders players. If you want to go watch rumors and stuff like that, that's cool. But and that's your choice. But realistically, here between the dead season, rumors, trading camp stuff, all that stuff, dude, you're going to get to hear from Raiders. Like these
Right.
channels, my channel, Captain Jack's channel, it's where you get the Raiders. You get to talk to old school Raiders, ask them questions. And Captain streams this on the Mike channel. He's the one who's connected with all these players. Okay. Now we got players in the chat wanting to talk with us. Okay. Pull up both channels, mute one and listen to one. And it helps us build the channels because we get those views.
Yeah, actually, Sharif, I would probably need to do that. Then I'll have to probably, unfortunately, with my schedule, I'd have to wait until this weekend to do it. But I definitely need to. You know, it's a lot of work to put in a demo. It's a lot of work to put in a demo.
Yeah, it's 100 hours in the studio to put out a 15-minute good demo.
Yeah.
And it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's like I have my own stuff here on YouTube. Obviously, I would have to do cuts, but I would have to review all of the stuff here. I would probably, you know, and I can do demos of my, because I do have play-by-play demos on my YouTube, and I would have to do that and see what I can send, you know. So we'll see what happens. I know I have the chops for it.
Anybody of you want to come chop it up because Captain and I, if you don't come in within the next 9 minutes, we're disappearing faster than manatees or whatever they got down there in Florida.
Well, they have manatees.
They have manatees, but no, we got to hang out with a raider, a real raider from the day back in the 70s, always in the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to be bringing more of that to you. And now we had one in the chat who wants to talk with us. Like, this is awesome. We're building a momentum to bring you some serious good content. Talking to ex-Raiders, or you can go listen to rumors and what's it called? Cuts and stuff. I mean, hey, you know what? It's all important. But we're going to get we're going to set it up to where you can ask real Raiders from the day questions, make comparisons, talk. So, anybody want to jump in? Jump in. If not, Captain and I are going to be ending this in about 7 minutes.
That's right.
Well, let's talk, Captain. My boy really was sick.
Yeah.
And I've made arrangements with our girl to possibly have a place to stay.
I'm glad to hear that. Make sure you tell our girl that I send my best. I actually was going to give her a call, but you know, stuff happens and
things come up. I left her a message earlier and told her we were doing a show and stuff. I haven't seen her in here, but I'll find out tomorrow. Work has stacked up on me hardcore to where I'm working. I used to work a nice 13-hour week. Now I'm at 40 some odd hours a week, which is okay. Blessing when you're not lazy like me, but it is what it is. Anyway, so any of you Raiders fans want to come hang with me or the captain, come on in. If you don't, or you're all good, we'll be jumping off here in a few minutes. But it was a fun show. And we got to talk to a older Raiders legend from the 70s.
That's right.
You know, it was an honor to talk to Mr. Thoms. It really was. Like,
yeah, I didn't even tell him that the first time that I ever met him was it was for a Raider Mecca weekend, and there was a hotel that was right across. Well, it was down the street from the was it the Arco station, the AM PM, and then there's a Jack in the Box off of Hedgenberger, and there's a hotel over there, and it was right the hotel that I was at was either a Marriott or one of the other chains, right next to the Days the Motel 6, and Art Thoms is sitting outside, like they had like a little bar restaurant, or a little place to go get something to eat at the bar, and and I go by him, and and at the time, I was like, he looks familiar. And he's very nondescript. Obviously wearing Raider gear and whatnot. But I passed him a couple times, and I just thought, oh, okay, an older fan like me, and so it was cool to meet him, and then obviously get a chance to meet. So quickly, we're going to have Jimmy Farrell come in, and Jimmy Farrell's going to come in and spend about the last 5 minutes with us. Jimmy, how you doing there, Jimmy? What's going on with you tonight?
What's going on? Hold on, let me cue this.
And like I said, Jimmy, I'm not drinking when I say that I aspire to be the play-by-play man.
I know, I'm only kidding.
It's not a bad joke. It's really what I want to do.
I showed you this in the text. I want to show everybody else the birthday present I got. OG, you're gonna like this, and
I saw this.
This
wonderful
is a book from my girlfriend who gave it to me. It's got my name on it, and when you open it, it's got all newspapers, articles about the Raiders, like every year. You can see it.
No, I saw that, and I have never seen that, Jimmy. And
I've never seen it either.
I was like, where the hell did she get it? Because I would love to get one myself.
It looks like LA Times.
Yeah.
Yep,
LA Times.
It's a great book. Great book. I cried when I got it. That's how great it is.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I'm like, and again, I've never seen such of a gift. And I was like, it's like, wow, Jimmy, your lady definitely.
She put my name on it. She's got my name on it too. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
So Jimmy, how'd you like the interview, man?
I thought it was great. Brought back a lot of memories.
Cool.
11 years old when they won that first Super Bowl.
So you let me ask you a question. Do you like the interview things we've been setting up? Because
sure,
setting up.
Yeah, absolutely. They're great. I mean, the best one you guys had was Phil. That was the best. I mean, that guy could tell a story.
Yeah, it was the most devious and best. I actually like Jerry Robinson's story a little better about shooting the pillow next to fucking Willie Brown next to his head.
I like the story tonight that the Tuesday came home. He didn't even know his house was rearranged.
Yeah, that was a good one. No.
He must have had a little too many to not know.
Must have been hanging out with Purple Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's like these guys, I'm always going to coax the story out of them. I'm always going to get that story out of them. I want to know who the hell they hit the hardest if they're a defensive player. And I want to know who the hell, what crazy shit took place. I'm going to get that. Just got to get them comfortable enough to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to live as a Raider back in those days and the shit they got away with, that's what made football. Not today. I mean, you could say, yeah, it's good today, but it's never going to be the same as
what we watched. What the Chronicles is about. Me and Jack digging into the history and then talking to these guys and then finding out the real stuff, who we were. That is football.
Yeah.
That's what we want to bring to all the young Raider fans and let the old Raiders fans relive that.
Well, that's the thing. The younger generation has no idea what the Raiders were really about.
Yeah, but most of my subscribers are young Raiders fans who want to know. And they get to watch this stuff and go, holy shit.
They did what?
They got away with that?
Right?
And they didn't get arrested?
They didn't have the luxury like the players did today. I mean, just look at their locker rooms compared back then and today.
Right.
It's night and day, you know. But
so let me ask you, Jimmy, how do you feel about our shot this year?
Well, like Captain said, maybe not this year, definitely next year for the Super Bowl.
How do you feel about it? Where do you think we'll be this year?
Listen, I love you, okay? But some of the predictions you make drive me nuts. Just win a playoff game, and we'll go from there. Okay?
Yeah, Jimmy, was I right last year when I said we're going to get into the playoffs?
Yeah, but then you turned it around and said we're going all the way. There's nobody stopping us.
This year, no, I didn't say that. I said we're going to the AFC Championship.
Okay, but let's just win a playoff game, and right, Cap?
Right, so if we go to the AFC Championship next year, I'm going to ask you the same question.
Okay.
You're going to be like that son of a bitch.
I remember a team that went to the Eastern Conference Final, right, Cap? And he was almost what I'm talking about. I got very hyped up for it. And, you know, I'm sure the Rangers are going right through it right now. You know, they're all thinking, we have a shot for the Stanley Cup, but they're losing tonight. And it's going to be 2-2, you know.
Yeah.
We're going to the AFC Championship. Now, if we lose to Buffalo, Buffalo, we got there.
I would love to see that.
And we'll go beyond where I think we're going to go. But, dude, we're going to the AFC Championship this year.
I hope so, but the way it ended this playoff, you should have won. Okay? Let's take it from there. Let's figure out how
and barely lost to a team by seconds who went to the fucking Super Bowl.
But that would teach us how to get into the next round. That play.
The next several rounds, bro.
Okay. I hope so.
Okay, well, my predictions drive you nuts, but if we get to the AFC Championship, you'll be like, that old son of a bitch.
Well, all right, what are we doing with this extra cap money now? Are we going to spend it? Are we going to give it to Waller, Renfro? What's going on?
I think some of it is earmarked for Renfro.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that they're probably going to keep about, I want to say 10 to 15 million of it for see who springs loose. If somebody worthwhile is there that they can spend it on, they will. But I don't think that they're necessarily going to spend all that 25. I think that some of it is earmarked for Renfro, and they're going to have like a nice insurance policy for if there's somebody unexpected in a position of need that pops loose sometime before, the start of the first game, they'll go after them.
At a bargain, and then save some of it for midseason when someone goes down and there's someone available.
Well, no, see that you don't know. It doesn't work like that there, because once you are on a roster for the first game, your contract is guaranteed for the year.
Right.
Okay? So if you sign somebody after the first game, you get them on a game-by-game basis. And that means that you don't have to give them a full year contract. You can just basically say, okay, we're going to sign you for the year, but it's only on a game-by-game basis, and that's the way it plays salary cap wise.
Right. But if you got 10 million in the middle of the season, somebody goes down and there's a guy out there and you get him in a bargain basement because he's not playing, you grab that guy
Yeah, but you
and
don't
get
have
him
to
on a
spend,
game by game basis.
right, but you don't have to spend $10 million on them.
No, I'm saying if
No.
you got 10 million left over, you got the budget to handle
Yeah.
whatever.
But you don't have to make it a large contract. Okay.
It doesn't have to be a large contract. I'm just saying you save 10 million
Right.
to get someone in the middle of the season if you need to on a game by game basis. You got some money to throw their way.
Right. And Tito just said that, but like I said, I think that of the 25, I think it's like plus or minus a million. It's either 24 or 26. What they have with what they have available right now, that they're gonna earmark some of it for Renfro, because Renfro is the extension that they need to do now.
Mm-hmm.
And Waller, I think that they might work that with the agent, but they don't necessarily have to do it now. They can say this is the baseline for what we are looking at next year. But I still, like I said, I think that now personally.
Yeah, but whatever deal you sign with Renfro doesn't even count till next year.
But you still got to earmark some of that money in like the signing bonus,
right?
Or
it's got to be put into an account.
Whatever that upgrade is for his salary this year. And
so basically, you got to take that money and it's like, you got to keep it in the bank and save it for a rainy day, basically.
Yeah, and you could roll it over into stuff for next year as well.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But if you sign Renfro to a better deal before the end of the season, before the beginning of the season, you set an earmark 10 million to pay into that. You put it in an escrow account. He doesn't get it till the following year. You got Darren Waller. You want to give him a little raise. Give him a few $1 million. That's great. Save 10 million. Halfway through the season, you're going to need somebody, and there's going to be a bunch of guys out there on discount that you can grab.
No, see, that's not, like I said, that 10 million that I'm saying that you're going to earmark, that will be paid immediately on that extension as a buffer for what you are giving him a raise this year. That is that $10 million that I'm saying is going to be used.
So I'm surprised those two guys showed up at camp, with their contract up in the air, especially Waller. But he wanted to be there. He wanted to be a participant. And,
he wants to be a Raider.
Right. And I really truly believe they're both going to get signed. But I'm surprised we've been talking about getting a corner, getting an offensive tackle.
And that's where I think that money that is not per se pushed out for what that contract is. I still think, and maybe, of course, I'm not the offensive line. I am an offensive line coach, and I have been in the past, but I'm not the Raiders offensive line coach. I'm not Carmen Bracilli. And if he seems to think that what they have in camp is great, that's great. For folks that have not been paying attention, Alex Leatherwood is playing right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't foregone that position. He's playing right tackle. Whether he's playing well or not, that is what the thing is. He's playing right tackle. Good has not shown up at camp because he's still in the process of getting over that injury he had from the first half of the first game.
Right.
So he's still not up to par injury wise. And I think that they said that they had Lester Cotton play right guard next to Leatherwood. So you have James at center, you have Cotton at right guard, you have Leatherwood at right tackle. Obviously Miller's at left tackle. I don't recall who the left guard was that I was hearing on the reports. I don't know if it was Simpson or Illuminor, but I'm pretty sure it was either one of those two guys, either Simpson or Illuminor, was playing left guard. And you're going to have obviously the best five that are out there.
Yep.
Parham might push James this year. Parham might be starting at center before the year's out. We'll see on that.
I heard Jacobs didn't show up.
Well, no, Jacobs is and was at the camps. He just wasn't on the field. He was working in the building, per
Right.
McDaniel.
Okay. Because I could see him going, or like a trade or something. Maybe the reason why they didn't get a corner, because they did beef up their defensive line, and that's going to help the secondary by putting more pressure on the quarterback. And I heard about this Baker Mayfield. If he doesn't show up to camp, they're gonna fine him $90,000 a day.
Well, I mean, Baker should
what
show
do
up because the way that Rusty, what's his nose, Deshaun Watson lawyer is talking. He's doing everything in his power to make sure that Deshaun Watson doesn't play a game this year. With by the way, he is opening his mouth for stupid comments. Okay, and I firmly believe that the Deshaun Watson is going to be gone a lot longer, based upon what we are hearing. Okay.
Sounds like that.
I have a question. You ever seen the movie Kill Bill?
No.
I saw the first one, I believe.
Who was his brother? Who was the actor that played his brother?
Couldn't tell you.
Because he kind of reminds me of you, James. You look kind of like him.
Is that a good way or a bad way?
No, he's an actor. He played Bill's brother. He's been in a lot of movies, but you kind of look like him and act like him.
Like I said, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing. I just wish you know what? I'm gonna Google that shit.
I was about ready to. I'm like, I have no clue who you're talking about.
There's been a few Kill Bill.
According to Cool Kev, it's Jim Belushi.
No,
Jim Belushi?
No.
I look like Jim Belushi?
No, it's not Jim Belushi. Cool Kev's on crack.
Okay,
Just ignore his ass.
I just put it up there.
Hold on, I'll tell you his name in a second. He played Bud. He was a Viper. Come on.
Oh, that's Michael. That's Michael Marsden. Madsen, I mean.
No. Michael Madsen.
Yeah, that's what I said. Michael Madsen. What did I say?
Yeah.
Michael Madsen.
James Farrell is the reincarnate of Michael Madsen.
Okay. Well, that makes sense because Madsen is in a lot of the
Tarantino. Now James is like, I'm Googling this shit. Look at Michael Madsen. Google it.
All right. Like
he's been in a lot of movies.
Right.
He's been a good guy. He's been a bad guy. He's been all those. But
I can't picture his face right now. But
Google
back to this Deshaun Watson deal. It's
and
starting
Richard
to sound.
was the first person to have that. I did look in the chat. It's Richard.
It's starting to sound like a real disaster for Cleveland because now you got two quarterbacks and they don't even know who's going to be playing the first game.
Right. It's a disaster.
I mean, in my eyes, I would have kept Baker Mayfield. Don't bring that. Don't bring that trouble.
Not anywhere.
Huh?
No, you know what? I agree. I would have kept Baker Mayfield.
Why do you want that trouble coming onto your team now? Now you got to worry about this Deshaun Watson. Now you got a new problem.
The owner has a very grandiose opinion of himself. Okay. And the owner is just so full of himself, saying, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Deshaun Watson here. And
he's got a guaranteed contract.
Yeah, and that pisses off everybody in the NFL. That his contract for 30-something million is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's 30 million.
And you got another quarterback that if he doesn't show up to camp, he gets fined $90,000 a day.
Yeah.
So now you got no quarterback. they're screwed. That's
Ugh.
why they never win, because they do stupid stuff like this.
Well, it's the ownership.
I don't get it. I really don't.
Well,
But-
Jimmy, give me your last thought, and we'll open it up for another person if you want to come in here.
Well,
Michael Madsen, what it look like?
It looks like Tampa's going to win this game. It's 3-0. It's going to be 2-2. That would shut up all my Ranger fans, including my brother and my buddy I used to work with. And but they got to win at the Garden. It's not going to be easy winning at the Garden. And to me, I think they're going to win the next two. Tampa. They could end game 6.
Okay, Jimmy, I want you to go look up Michael Madsen, Madsen,
Okay.
Kill Bill, and watch the video. I'm telling you, man, you look like him, you sound like him.
Okay. I'll take a look. What's that?
Yeah. Look.
He reminds me of Michael Madsen.
Yeah, looks. I saw the. Excuse me. I saw the
fucking
picture.
hat on him. He looks like
Right.
Michael Madsen.
Well, I saw the picture on the Google, and you do look like him in that picture. But as far as sounding like him,
She deserved revenge. That's Jimmy. She
I'll check it
deserved
out.
her revenge in Kill Bill Volume 2.
Oh, it looks like the Yankees are up. Looks like 8-3, 8-4. Best team in baseball right now.
and when was the last time they won a World Series?
It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Hey, when's the last time they won a World Series? They beat you guys. That's the last time they
Okay.
won a World Series.
Oh, snap.
Your guys.
Okay, and how long ago was that?
2009.
And how long ago was that? You just made my point. It was so long ago. You had to take your fingers.
That's history. That's the past.
Exactly. It's the
Just
past.
the same reason
It's
why.
the
When's the last time you guys won a World Series?
Who's you guys?
Your
which guys?
Phillies. Your Phillies.
Oh wait, but I don't bring it up all the fucking time, and I'm glad that I can fucking cuss, but I don't bring it up like it's
Fucking angry, Captain. You sound angry.
Like,
You might want to talk to an anger
OG
management therapist.
He's jealous because his manager got fired because they couldn't win any games, so they had to fire Joe Girardi, which I think it's the wrong choice for firing him.
I'm not running the Phillies.
They never gave him a chance. He became what, one year, and they fired him already.
You know what? Fuck baseball.
He's been there
2 years
for the last 3 years.
All right, 3 years. All right, but it's only 3 years. You got to give him some.
In all that time, with the lineup that he has never made the playoffs.
Well,
And
So,
then as soon as they fire
are
him,
we going to get
the
back
Phillies-
to Raiders
Phillies
football
won-
or
the
no?
Phillies won 4 games.
well, I guess when you're playing the best team in the National League East, that happens.
Oh my God, we're not going to talk Raiders football no more.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about the best team in the National League right now, New York Mets.
Oh, fuck the Mets.
Well, they are.
Fuck the Mets.
They're the best team in the National League.
Yeah, and if my aunt had a set of balls, she'd be my uncle. I don't give a
Okay.
flying fuck.
We'll see. You might be another Subway Series this year.
You know what, Captain? There may be an anger management class in your near future. Just saying.
No, I just like it's like I don't bring up the Yankees like, oh my God, they're the Yankees. I'm like, what have
Okay,
they done
fuck
recently?
baseball.
All right.
Let's get back to what we were talking about. I got to get some bedtime soon, man, bro. It's late for me.
Yeah,
It's
me
almost
too.
11 o'clock. I'm way past my bedtime. So,
Okay.
When are you guys on again?
I'm on tomorrow with the Wild Wild West show.
That's a good show. I like that show.
Be
and
sure
I'm
to
on
join us.
tomorrow with, hopefully, with Raider Ray,
Okay.
talking Raiders football tomorrow night.
At what time?
We use 8 o'clock.
And camp starts next month, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, time flies, man. It'll be September soon.
Hey, Tito, I'm on my channel too, and I talk sports. Tito says this is a Raiders channel. This is a sports channel if you're on my channel. I talk Raiders football, but
I talk Raiders, period.
Yeah.
Can we talk music?
You're,
talk
and like I
Raiders
said,
football.
you wanted to bring Jimmy Farrell on, right?
Knock me
Yeah.
off.
No, I'm just saying you wanted to bring Jimmy Farrell on, and Jimmy Farrell was talking.
Hey, I haven't been on in months, okay? So fuck them.
True, you. I didn't say anything. It's just that I don't ask or what is it? Put in. Oh, the Rangers have scored.
All right. Well, I'm going to dip out now because my old ass has to go to bed. It was awesome getting to talk to Art Thoms tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Good talking Raiders football. Young Raiders fans in the channel, in the chat,
Get this book.
remember this word, dynasty.
Hey, Tito, I know
coming.
you're on OG's channel because I know what comments are on my channel and I know what comments are on OG's channel.
Dynasty, it's coming. Be prepared, be ready, and enjoy, young men.
Win one playoff game first. That's all.
My
But take it from
prediction,
there.
AFC Championship, dynasty. We're going. No fucking around. And if you don't like that prediction, at the end of the year, I want you to pop on when we win it or get into the AFC Championship and go, oh, this son of a bitch. Like last year when I said we're getting into the playoffs. So, with that being said, I'm going to dip my ass out. I'm going to bed. I got to get up early tomorrow. I got a lot of work to do. Love you guys. Love this chat. Everybody in here, you still look like Michael Madsen to me. And you guys have a wonderful night.
All right, OG,
You
thank
too.
you as well for being here, sir. And we'll see you up on for the next show as well.
It's a fun show.
All right.
Take
Thanks,
care, OG.
mate. And like I said, Jimmy, it's again, he said, bring on. I'm bringing you on. He just said, you brought it up. I'm doing this.
I know.
I'm doing this. You know why? Because I just have a belly.
Hey,
full.
the way my teams are gone, I gotta bring something good, like the Yankees. You know, I always say to myself, if my other teams lose, I go, well, at least I have the Yankees.
Okay. Well, true. Anyway, I'm gonna kick you out in a minute because I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna do the outside promo. This was the Chronicles of the Black Hole / on that Chronicles of the Black Hole channel along with Captain Jack's channel. If you are watching on Chronicles of the Black Hole channel and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate you subscribing to my channel. If you're subscribed to my channel and you're not subscribed to Chronicles of the Black Hole, please go over there as well. So there you go. But Jimmy, again, my best to your lady as well. I found the book, by the way.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't Google it because then you know how much you paid for it.
Oh, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that's why I said don't Google it. But I'm gonna have to get one.
It's a really good book. She's not happy because the print is really small, so you might have to get a magnifying glass. You know, guys our age, we can't see no more.
Well, do you wear glasses for?
I use reading glasses sometimes.
Oh, okay, yeah. I use glasses. They're bifocals, so I can see up here. I need to read down here.
Right. Okay.
But again, best to you. And I was gonna say I hope to see you, but I'm not unless I get some really good seats. I'm not going to Pittsburgh for Christmas.
No, I'm not going. I mean, I wanted to go, but I'd rather stay home. the weather here gets really cold.
Yeah,
Colder than Long Island. You know,
right.
it gets
And-
cold early, and I don't want to sit in the stadium. You know, with Christmas Eve. Nah.
Right.
I mean,
That's like,
once again, the NFL ruins it for us by doing that purposely. You
yeah.
know, for the Immaculate Deception anniversary. That's why they did it. Yeah.
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 But make sure you get, because you're there. It's obligatory to go to Pittsburgh and flip off Franco at the airport.
Just ask him, did it touch the ground, Franco? He won't answer you.
Yeah, because he trapped it.
Of course he did.
Because he trapped it.
Yep.
And on that remark, I'm going to make sure that Sharif gets his last comment in. Boy Scout car can handle Christmas weather. We'll see. We'll see. But again, Jimmy, thanks again. Tell your missus, or sorry, tell your girlfriend, your de facto wife. I send my best as well.
Thank you.
And she owes me a dinner when I see you guys.
Sure. I mean, we got an extra bed in our office if you ever want to come over and stay.
You're
more than welcome.
I will take you up on that when I can, for sure. And again, my best to you.
Okay.
You know, like I said, it's all in fun, but
oh yeah, I know.
That's it. Hey, you take care, brother. Be well.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Right. Bye-bye now. That was Jimmy Farrell. And that's it. And again, we in the chat, we're talking about Deshaun Watson. Immaterial. The Rangers are going to lose this game. Looks like 4-1, with the Lightning just scoring an empty netter. So they'll go back to New York with tied 2-2. Again, if you're coming in late, we had an interview on with Art Thoms, and it was a great interview. And thank you for that, Sharif. I will. Remind me as well. I will say, hey, anybody that wants an autograph for Art Thoms, but he has to get settled. So I'll let him get settled in Alabama, and we'll go from there. So again, everybody, take care of yourselves. We'll see you for the next show tomorrow. Wild Wild West here with my friend Richie Riche, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll have the normal You Don't Know Jack About Sports on Thursday. That's Thursday at 9 o'clock p.m. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching, thank you for staying here with us. And again, subscribe to both of our channels. And again, if you're a Raiders fan, like I said, my video where I want to be and that's not a pipe dream, I want to be the play-by-play guy. Why not? We'll see everybody. Take care. We'll see you on next time.